I'm a board member, just as many of you are, for the Hood River Parks and Rec. We're a special district, just as you are. We're in the process now of bringing a ballot measure, a bond, and a levy to the electorate here in Hood River County to support some things that we feel are overdue. Next slide, please.
I have been on the advisory committee, so it's just a citizen advisory committee for about 9 months for the Parks and Rec. I support this because partly we, being the city, the county, the port, the parks, and I guess that was it, have a master plan, and these guys are tasked with doing the job with the parks. And the SDCs go to them, and so I just support it as I did when I was on city council.
So this just is a quick history lesson. You can let it all wash over you. 2024, we had a ballot measure, went to the folks here in Hood River County, was not received well, and it failed. We are now in a process of recalibrating that ask. We have finalized that ask, and now we are moving forward with a bond and a levy. This is just the 2024, the initial, and now what we're looking at in 2026. So you can see it is much reduced. We wanted to really highlight one of the new things here is this alternate funding. Really what we did is we took a page from what the library had done in terms of establishing a foundation, looking at other sources of funding, and bringing that all together to build this project. The next slide is pretty exciting. This is what the new aquatic center will look like. Largely the same footprint, largely the same size in terms of pools. You'll see some things that look a little bit differently. Actually, we're going back to the old school and original setup of the pool. I mean, this is just a rendition that we're kind of letting folks know and see so that they get a sense of what they'll be funding. We can all come back to all of this. My goal is to get through these slides quickly and answer any questions you might have. Thank you. So this is just going over the funding sources. What we're trying to do is capitalize on the foundation that we have now established. The pool bond, of course, will be the largest portion of it, and just trying to combine this to have a facility that we just saw. The operations side of it, the levy, also you'll see the variety of funding sources, largely what any special district in the state of Oregon can expect. So this gets into the actual proposal itself. A lot of text here. We can leave this up after, and you have this, I guess, in your board packets. But the 64 cents per thousand is what we're looking at for the bond. I always get a little hesitant in talking about that, only because some people want to know 40 million. Some people want to know 64,000, or 64 cents per thousand. That is roughly half of what the previous request was for. And we're building on the site that the current aquatic center is on. The 5-year levy will really go to shore up our recreation. That is something that is really important to us as a community, I feel, and the adult programming, the sports, all of those things. Really, that's the bulk of what that levy is going to be going toward. Next slide. Again, rough timeline. We're thinking positive. And again, we're looking at a lot of really positive support from a lot of different sources within our community and in general. But again, just kind of lays out. This gets a little bit more fungible. This can move really, and why this would move is what we're trying to do is minimize the impact on high school sports. So we have a high school swim season, we have a high school water polo season. How can we minimize that impact, but of course get to construction done? And we're already looking at other pools in the area, possibly paying something. Maybe we're working that out now. And those relationships, though, are strong. And it may be busing. It may be to Gresham, to Mount Hood Community College. They have a phenomenal pool. Maybe working with the Dows to have their pool open a little bit later. Do some kind of combination of all of those things. we're looking at about a year to a year and a half for construction time. Yeah, it's pretty exciting. What we will be able to do.
It's like Commissioner Thomas has a question on Zoom.
Thank you, Chair. Just a quick question, Mr. Hackett, can you go back to the design picture for the pool, and can you clarify, is this going to be considered an outdoor pool or an indoor pool? Thank you.
It will have a permanent cover on it. We worked with the current set of engineers, and in the recent past, no engineer will recommend a fabric cover in this environment. We have too great a wind load, we have too great a snow load, we have too great a rain load. The fact that it's lasted as long as it has is, I would call it an anomaly, but hey, we're going to take it. We're going to keep operating this thing as best we can. A permanent roof is really what's required in this area.
I'm sure that you guys have discussed this thoroughly, but was there any discussion about moving the pool someplace else so that you could keep this open during construction?
There is, and really what it came back to very quickly was a lack of real estate. We had an option and an opportunity with the last effort that was again not supported by the community, and what we wanted to do was focus this on a message that we can cleanly convey to the electorate, which I feel we missed a little bit last time, and by being able to describe this pool as very similar in size and shape, scope, we felt that was the best way to communicate it. And in terms of real estate, Parks and Rec has a dearth of real estate that is viable for something like this. And so we felt that there was an urgency in the need to replace this, to start this, to get this through. And we decided ultimately that there was no option to build on another site and decommission this site.
Can you go forward a few slides? Not that one. That one.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I was hoping you could do a little work to translate some of this into real impact. So, for instance, right now, what do county residents pay per thousand for parks?
For Parks and Recreation.
Yeah.
That's 34 cents. 34 cents.
34 cents.
Yes.
Okay. So is this 33 cents on the levy? This is in addition to the.
All of this is in addition.
All this in addition. So we're going to go from 34 cents to a total of a little bit over $1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do math in public.
I know, I'm not either. I don't want to do it. Okay, and so one thing I was hoping you could do is two questions actually.
Yeah.
One is it might be useful to understand what some similar sized parks and recreation districts with pools around the state are paying their tax rates for Parks and Rec. Do you have that information?
I don't have it on me, and we can get that.
It's on the website.
It is on the website.
Okay.
So we went through some of those gyrations before, and we found that argumentation was not compelling.
No, I understand. I think there's a point there that there are a lot of parks and recreation districts around the state that are very nice, that they pay quite a bit more than 34 cents per thousand for taxes.
Multiple.
That's just one point. And the other point was translating this into impact on an average property tax bill.
So we did do a little bit of work on that. I'm not 100% up to date on where it was, but we've done some looks at it in terms of 80% of the residents within Hood River will pay $30 or less a month. So those kinds of computations,
yeah,
we've looked at and done.
So I can
Yeah.
just a little bit. So those things I passed out, that QR code goes to our website, to the Political Action Committee's website. There's a link on there that you can click on. And I think that you also have that on your website, on the Parks and Rec's website, and you can actually put your name in or your address, and you can find out exactly what your taxes will be. Within a few dollars.
Yeah.
But so you can actually see what it would be. But I think and we have this in the FAQs on the PAC website, but I believe it is it's either $211, $215, it's something in that range. 75% of the residential households in the county will pay that for the bond. For the levy, it'll be about 111 for 75% of the residential households.
Yeah.
I wasn't so far off. With
Yeah.
that. It's just, you know, yeah.
Okay. That's good, because I mean, when I look at things like this, I'm assessing them on a few different basis. One obviously is the public benefit and the need that we have for this, but another one is as a property owner. I know a lot of property owners are thinking this way. They're thinking, okay, 25 years for this bond, that's going to work out to this much a year. I'm going to pay this much over the years. Does that equate to, you know, a return for me?
Yeah.
You know, and doing my poor math in my head, for me, I think it does, you know. But I think that's a question that people are going to have and are going to be curious about.
And one of the things that we really wanted to stress with all of this is the public safety part.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we are a water community. To have a year-round pool where kids can get the kind of training they need to be able to thrive and have fun in this, you know, great area that we live in. We currently have programs where all school children twice during their grade school years will be at the pool and have instruction. And that's all kids.
It's actually 3 grades. It's
Three.
kindergarten, second, and 4th grade.
Kindergarten, second.
Kids in the district.
And so, you know, we want to encourage that. And we do that by having a facility that we can bring kids in and train them and teach them. And we have often had examples where this is, you know, we're busy folks and we have busy kids. And this could be their only opportunity to have some training for in water safety.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry. In the beginning, you showed alternate funding.
Yes.
What was the alternate funding?
So what we're doing right now is we're trying to maximize our relationships with both grant writing and a foundation. Currently, we have we're working on the foundation raising approximately $2 million for this that would go to this construction effort. They are already underway. Had a great kickoff moment on Saturday at the pool. And if you see the pink flamingos, that's the vote yes. Yes. It's a little guerrilla marketing, pretty fun. But that's what that alternate funding is, and also grants. The problem is that grants largely cannot be used for capital projects, but we're able to use them on the exterior spaces and to really improve that part of the plan and the depiction that you've seen. And so we're also looking at bringing those in. If you could pull up that picture, I do want to kind of highlight one kind of fun fact. So this is not part of our current plan. Excuse me, not part of the current structure, but it's a splash pad. What can we do here? Well, so we can plumb this to here, and that's a negligible cost. And then we could potentially have fundraising come in on top of that and have a really fun splash pad, just like they have in the Dalles, that would be outside of the paywall. So it's not in part of the pool structure inside, but also being able to capitalize on, you know, the recirculation of water, the filtration of water that's required for these things, and then have kids have a place to play. And then again, that would look largely toward the foundation and private sources for funding. And so that's kind of one of the kind of fun things that we're trying to do to bring in other sources and really expand beyond this, what you see here and what we currently have, which again, this is an update of that. The ways that we can bring in sources of funding that we didn't have in the last proposal. And again, looking at how the library had done it previously when they were closed for a year and bringing in, they had a foundation, Feast of Words, all those things. Feast of Words, which is coming up, not wanting to plug the library. I was a library board president for 4 years. So anyway, sorry. Cool. Any other questions? I'm happy to answer them. And I think my contact information should be with folks. If there are things that folks would have later on, I'm happy to come back and talk to folks if that's helpful.
Thank you.
Yeah, very welcome. Thank you. Happy St. Patrick's Day.